Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wiki Sasquatch channel. In this video I'm going to be opening and reviewing Lady Slither, the evil slithering viper. And she was a Mattel Creations exclusive deluxe figure. Let's look at her packaging real quick. So she comes with a tail, so you can swap her legs out with a tail, so she'll look more like that. And if you leave that red piece off, you can actually use that tail to attach to male figures. So, and we got these other figures up here that's probably coming out soon. They've been talking about those, and they've been featured in a lot of the artwork, so I think we're going to get them. There's Fangor, I just did a review on him. And then there's Lady Slither's lair, which is possibly going to get made with the Eternia's Choice pole. They called it the Snake Slayer. And let's see, we got a winged snake over here on the side. And on this side, just got some vines and stuff. So on the back, we got there's an example of what I was talking about. They could use that one to make a male snake. They can use that tail again. They featured him in a couple of comics and artwork and stuff. So we may be getting him too, I'm hoping. And that'll be a different color tail we can use for mashing up people. Mashing up different figures. And then that's High Priest Pythonus. He's been featured several times lately on artwork, so I think we'll get him too, maybe. I might have to make me a custom throne for her, but there might be one comes with the snake layer if they make that, because we haven't seen what the inside would look like, so that would be pretty cool. Alright, so let's open her up. Oh, I got directions on the inside flap there. That's neat. And mine's cape is bent like that in the package. I don't know if they all are or if it's just that one. But it's going to make it stay that way, I think. I might have to heat it up and let it reshape. I think it was supposed to be hanging down, and it got bent when it was put in the package, so. She has a mini comic called Sword of the Serpent. Okay, so let's look at her. Like I said, that was supposed to have been down in the package, I think. So I may have to heat that up and let it reshape. Because it's definitely going to make it hard for her to balance hanging off like that. It's going to stick out backwards. Alright, she looks pretty good. She got an all new sculpt pretty much. That might be Tila boots. I'm not sure. Part of it might be Tila, but top part's all new, I think. And the head's new. And that's a Tila staff. It's just yellow, gold looking. And that knife came with somebody, I think, already. I forgot who. I could be wrong, but I think that knife came with somebody already. Alright, so let's see. Let's try this tail out. We gotta put this part. Alright, so there she is with her tail. That's pretty cool. And she actually stands pretty decent with it too. She actually stands pretty good with it. Even with that cape hanging off backwards, hanging off the back. So she can get pretty tall if you it's like set out. It's got multiple pieces here, so she's very articulated. you can do a lot of different kind of poses with her. That's pretty cool. One thing is, if you do too much, the underbelly gets offline, so. Well, I think she's a cool figure for sure. And that tail is going to be cool for using on lots of different other figures. I wish they'd just give us a way to buy a bunch of these tails without having to buy her 20 times. Because you could do a lot of different stuff with that. Alright, then there's her legs. So what you could do is see if I can get that off. There we go. Let's look at Fangor over here. So look at that. So you can use that tail on somebody else. Well, and pose her at the same time in her regular form. So you could have her completely displayed and use that tail on somebody else at the same time. That's the cool part about it. So I got the tail over there on Fangor. You can tell it looks good on pretty much any snake, man. So I wish we could just get a bunch of those tails, maybe a variety of colors. They just need to give us a tail pack. So let's look at this mini comic. It's called Sword of the Serpent. All seems at peace in a lone, seemingly abandoned snake temple, but listen closely. Hear the clash of steel. Alright, and there's some different snake men again. There's that long-necked one. And there's that robot. I think his name's Goldenrod. And that one that's based off Lizard Man. You get a couple other ones here. King Kiss and a Snake Trooper. Enter if you dare, the Rattle Cage, an arena where the mightiest snake warriors battle to become the ultimate usurper. So I wonder if that snake lair, if we get it, will come with some form of the Rattle Cage on the inside. That might be one of the inside features or something. The victor shall be granted passage to the scale betwixt worlds. The mystical jump gate, long lost but now found, leads to the snake homeworld, Nahas. Okay, is that a new detail? Nahas? It might be. I never heard that before, I don't think. Whoever proves themselves worthy in this decisive battle shall win the hand of Lady Slither and the sword of the serpent, an ancient blade which will herald a new age of the snake. You're my most loyal soldiers. You're a fool, Hiss. There is no loyalty among snakes. A hologram, we've been tricked. Strength is nothing compared to wits. Fare thee well, fools. He sealed the enclosure. We're trapped. Our kind were never meant to fight fairly. Let that be a lesson. Riding forth astride Coil, Hiss makes his way to Mount Crona, the tallest, most tempestuous volcano on Eternia. Okay, the other mini-comic said that Coil is the mother of all the snake men. So that's interesting. It would be cool to get a big snake for them to ride on, though. His travels to Mount Crona. Meanwhile, snakes slither their way out of a trap. Hurry! We may be able to catch him. Let the scale betwixt worlds open. Let the new age of the snake rise. Step forth, Lady Slither. Arise, so that you may receive your precious prize, King Hiss. Behold, the sword of the serpent. Flack. He looks shocked. You dare summon me for my hand in wedlock. I need no king. I am Queen Empress of the Snake Men. Long live Lady Slither. Long live the Queen Empress. And then the rift expanded, revealing its hidden truth. Not only is it a portal, but something far more sinister. That's cool looking. The abyssal maw of the galactic constrictor, the cosmic snake that shall devour Eternia. Eternia, this loathsome world, lies at the center of not only the universe, but all parallel ones as well. Destroying it will allow Nahas to replace it as the center of all the cosmos. Like a noose, the galactic monstrosity wrapped itself across the planet Eternia and tightened its horrendous hold. Oceans emitted tidal waves. The land gave way to fissure, and Mount Krona erupted with fire and ash that rained across the continents. All hope is lost. Never. There's always hope. Roar. He-Man, there's only one way to destroy this interstellar abomination. Whatever the price, I shall pay it. You must expend every bit of your cosmic energy to collapse the galactic constrictor, sealing the pathway between Nahas and Eternia forever. By the power of Grayskull, by all that binds the universe, let good ever triumph over evil. I have the ultimate power! Exerting all of his cosmic energies, He-Man sacrificed his starborn abilities, banishing Lady Slither and her armada, sealing the rift between Eternia and Nahas for good. He-Man, how can we ever repay you? By holding on to what counts most, hope. With the right attitude, you can accomplish any deed, defeat any evil, and seize the greatest destiny. Okay, so, again, we see Cosmic He-Man. We are definitely getting Cosmic He-Man as a figure, I'm telling you. And, on top of that, this is the third mini-comic that is in sequence. Most of the mini-comics before are kind of standalone. So in the video we did for Fangor, we looked at the Eternia Remastered mini-comic, and He-Man became Cosmic He-Man again, and he took off at the end, just like shoot, he was Cosmic He-Man at the end of the story. And in this one we pick up where that left off. He's still Cosmic He-Man when he first pops up here. So these are like starting to be ongoing comics now that do have a chronological order. So the one that came with Snakeface is the first time we see him becoming Cosmic He-Man, and then he relinquished the power, and then he gets it back again in this one, and then he's still got the cosmic power at the end of this one, and he relinquishes it again at the end of this one. So, that's 3 in a row right there. Snakeface, Fangor, and Lady Slither. Those 3 go in order. So that's something different. We're definitely getting a Cosmic He-Man though. And one last detail I didn't cover was this is the slipcover that Lady Slither came in. And got a Snake Man logo on top, and it looks like scales, and it's got this Medusan looking medallion on it, and then on the back it's got a write-up. In her time, Lady Slither ruled the Snake Men as their Queen Empress, and all the Snake Men lived with one singular purpose, to serve her every wish. Lo, Lady Slither wished nothing more than for the snake home planet of Nahas to be center of the universe. Such a desire would unravel the very fabric of reality itself, and so the most powerful cosmic beings in the multiverse united to banish Lady Slither to the scale betwixt worlds, saving all. It was only a delay, however. The Snake Men returned to Eternia, finally freeing their Queen Empress from her exile. Now the Masters of the Universe must stop Lady Slither's poisoned plan before the Snake Men strike. And it's got this snake kind of thing wrapping around that. And the way that worked was this just slipped over this. So it was like that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button. And you can click on the lower left there to subscribe so you'll get notifications when I drop other videos. And you can click on the upper right to click on the playlist for all my other Master Universe Origins reviews. And click on some of the other links there to see some other videos I've done. Thanks for watching.